Namaste and welcome. We are now approaching St. Valentine's Day, the day that we associate with romantic love. But there's one thing we must remember. If we look at the ancient solar calendar, the solar calendar of our ancient ancestors, the Wheel of the Year, there is no such day as St. Valentine's Day on that calendar. And if we look, we've just passed Imbolc now, and we're going towards the spring equinox. And there is no sign of any Valentine's Day on that calendar, which tells us one thing, and that is that Valentine's Day is a product of a more recent invention. And yes, to a large extent, it is a product of gross materialism and commercialism in our modern world. But having said that, in a world of polarities, and this is what we've got to remember, everything has its opposites. Everything can be used for good or for a darker purpose. For example, the knife in your kitchen drawer. You can use that to prepare the vegetables for your meal, or you can use it to kill someone. So the same with this energy here that is generated with all the banter, the fun, the laughter, the light-hearted messing about, and all the genuine, heartfelt expressions of love that are flowing around the world in these next few days up to Valentine's Day. That all generates very high voltage positive energy, and we can utilise and harness that for good. Now, I'm sure you've often had it said to you, or you've said to someone else, if you could bottle that and sell it, you'd make a fortune. And the thing about this tremendous positive energy generated in Valentine's Day, yes, we can utilise that. And in order to explain what I mean by that, let's go back to a few basic, simple points. The first basic point is, and it's a universal law, light will always transmute darkness. For example, you go into a dark room. How do you get rid of the dark? You don't sweep it up and put it in a bag and take it away. You turn on the light. And the light doesn't end the darkness, because you can't end or kill energy. It simply transmutes it into the light for as long as you keep the light turned on. When you turn off that light again, the darkness is still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. Now, let's transfer that idea to our modern world. Let's apply that to our modern world. There is a lot of negative, dark, stagnant energy in our modern world. You'd be a fool to deny that. Yes, there is. And that can only mean one thing. That can only mean that we are not sending out enough light to transmute all that darkness. So we've got to up our game and start sending out greater supplies, greater dosages of light to transmute that. And the second basic point is, the God energy is everything. God is the universal energy. Everything is God. God is love. Everything is love. Our natural essence is love. All this war and violence and hatred, that is all learned behaviour on our part. 99% of the world's people want peace. Why do we not have peace? Only 1% want war. And why do they want war? Because they benefit from war. Who are these people? Well, within that 1% of people, we have two classes there. First of all, we've got certain world leaders whom we can call warmongers, who desire and want war because of their great big ego. This is what makes them great. This is what puts them down in history as great conquerors, great builders of empires, great people who extended the boundaries of their nations. This is their claim to fame, and they thrive in that. That's what makes the blood rush through their veins in the morning. That's what makes them get up in the morning. And the second class is there those who manufacture weapons of destruction and death. Because let's face it, if there were no weapons, there'd be no wars. No warmonger would go to war if he had no weapons. And these weapons are being created and developed by the huge military-industrial complex. The very section of society that President Eisenhower and President Kennedy warned the world about in the middle of the last century. These are the people who are creating the darkness and the dark energy around our world. The darkness in our, if you could see it from space, the darkness in our world is around these two sections of people and, of course, the media. What needs to happen is that lifeline, that blood supply, and by that I mean the supply of arms, that needs to be cut off, that needs to be stopped. So let us harness and utilise all this St. Valentine's Day high voltage energy that will be generated between now and then and on that day. And let us use that to transmute this dark, stagnant energy that's around the world. So I invite you please to join us for a short meditation on St. Valentine's Day itself, where we will be directing this massive energy to transmute these dark areas. And we're going to scoop up all that collective energy, because remember, your thoughts create your reality. And that will be a very powerful meditation where we're going to push out all this high voltage energy to these dark areas around the world, where we have the warmongers and where we have the places where all these weapons were made. Because remember, everybody who's making these weapons does not know what the final product is. Like the first atom bomb. The little man here making this part here and putting this part in here did not know what the final product was going to be. So we are going to utilise and channel all this high voltage energy in the short meditation on Valentine's Day. And you don't have to wait just for Valentine's Day, because remember, there is positive energy being generated all the time all around us. Go past any school playground, go past any children's playground, and the noise of the banter of the children and the excitement and the squeals and fun, that's all generating positive energy. And all you've got to do is just simply process that and send it out. The same at the gym. Look at the energy, the massive high voltage energy created in any gym. Or walk down the street, pavement cafes, anywhere the people are enjoying themselves and having fun and talking and bantering. That's where you get masses of positive energy. So all day we can be transmuting, we can be collecting this and scooping it up and just whooshing it out to where it's needed. So please join us on Valentine's Day for our special meditation when we'll be doing that. And until then, thank you for watching and namaste.